Now, today, I want to speak about a famous rabbi of time, Rabbi Avraham Noah Garbuz. Very, very great rabbi. He passed away just over a year ago here from time recording. I think it was on the 15th of Nisan, if I'm not mistaken. It was a great rabbi of his time. It was connected to many famous people, so I thought we will say a word within regards to him. I think he was born in the English year 1933. He passed away in the year 2024, precisely on June, I think it was June the 20th of that specific date, respectively. He was, what's interesting, he was born actually in Jerusalem, in the Shchona, the neighborhood called the Batei Naitan. This is a famous place, let's just say, inside that specific area in of itself. I think Mea Shearim, respectively, he was born in. In fact, I think this was actually established, if I'm not mistaken, all the way back to the year 1901. So he's a really proper Jerusalemite and very, very famous. There is Yichus. Now, it's actually interesting. I think his father happened to have been also a famous rabbi, Rabbi Ephraim Garbuz. He happened to have been. He passed away himself in the year 1959. He was Menahel of the famous Yeshivat Ohel Torah, which is based in Jerusalem, and the author of the Har Ephraim. Now, that's very much Ohel Torah is a famous yeshiva, I think, connected to Rabbi Issa Zalman Mensa, I think, and various different great rabbis have been teaching there and studied there all throughout. So he very much had a part of that specific place in of itself. Okay, now what's interesting, so he was there from that specific area, and he was born and really imbued in Torah at a very young age. Various different Sfarim, the Har Ephraim, let's just say in of itself. There was also very interesting, there was the author of the Ohel Torah. I think he was close to, he was born, and I think really there was a very various different greatness that was attached to the family. He would learn inside Yeshivat Hebron, famous Yeshivat Hebron. He was one of the first Talmidim, if I'm not mistaken, of the famous Rabbi Yosef Dov Soloveitchik, and he himself happened to have been a great rabbi. He passed away in the year 1981, Rosh Yeshiva of Brisk. He happened to have been, and very much. He would also learn, I think, through his fathers. I think it was the Rav of Brisk, respectively. Okay, he would get married to rabbinic Sarah. She happened to be the daughter of Rabbi Ben Sion Brook, who was a great rabbi at that point in time. Let's just say something about him for a minute. I think made mention, it's more of a Sephardi series we're doing of great rabbis. But he also was a founder, I think, with the Bet Yosef Navardik Yeshiva in Jerusalem, and various different, let's just say, importances he had all throughout. He actually happened to, I think there's actually a name of a street in Bet Shemesh that is named after him, respectively. Okay, let's go on over there. So he would learn in Hebron, and that's a specific place. He would get married to Rabbi Sarah, and she was the daughter of the Rabbi of the Navardik Yeshiva, established in Navardik. Yes, so that's very interesting. And among his students, I believe, so he would become a great rabbi over there of the Navardik Yeshiva, and it's reported over one of his students would become the famous rabbi, Rabbi Reuven Elbaz, who was part of the Moatzot Chachmei Torah. Let's speak about him. So he was connected to many Sephardi Chachamim. I think he raised many students. I think Rabbi Reuven Elbaz was born in the year 1944, Rosh Yeshiva of Yeshivat Or Chaim, and we've spoken about it before. And I think very much as rabbi of the Shchonat, the neighborhood of the Beit Yisrael neighborhood. We're just going to say something. He's like one of the heads of the movement, let's just say, or the Baal Teshuva movement of the Mizrahi Jews, the Sephardi Jews in Israel. Reuben would actually have been born in 1944 in Fez and in Morocco, and I think he made Aliyah at the age of 11 and would eventually study in a school connected to Poalei Agudat Yisrael. So he had a very strong, let's say, connection to Rabbi Ben Sion Brook and all these great rabbis of that specific sphere in of itself. He would actually learn under Rabbi Obadiah Yosef at the end, earn rabbinic ordination within regards to him, and become, let's say, the head of this, like, say, Baal Teshuva movement, along with other great rabbis, Rabbi Amnon Yitzchak and various other rabbis. Hopefully we will speak about the Yeshivat Or Chaim in a separate video at another point in time. I think he actually started off back in the year 1968. He established this Baal Teshuva yeshiva, Rabbi Elbaz did, and now it's obviously a thriving yeshiva where they're famous for the slichot, tefillot, respectively. Okay, let's go back to Avraham Noah Garbuz also. I think it was after he would teach lessons at that point in time, really teach in various, especially in the heart of Efraim, Kowel. I think his father passed away, and he would establish more teachings in the yeshiva. I think it was very much connected to the Hebron yeshiva. There was, he would teach in the Ateret Shlomo Kowel, I think Modi'in, elite to be connected to Yeshiva Tamir in Jerusalem, and the Kowel in Ponevezh Yeshiva. So it was very, very well connected and very well grafted over there. He was also various different books, I think, Rabbi Garbuz, including Mנחat Avraham, where this was on various different Masechtot in Kodshim and Masechet Yoma, respectively. So he was very, very well connected too. And I think there was books or series that included his commentaries and various different teachings that were published. I think just quite recently, if I'm not mistaken. I think on the Parshat Shavua also, respectively. I think especially on Parshat Vayikra, there was various different writings about him. Now, let's explore his family. Among them is his son, Rabbi Benjamin Garbuz, who is a Dayan in the Bet Din of Rabbi Nissim Galitz, I think in Orach Chaim, in Bnei Brak, respectively. His other son, Rabbi Tzvi Garbuz, Yeshivat Slobodka in and Or Yikarot. So we're actually going into a specific territory. We don't usually speak about famous Ashkenazi rabbis, so it is a privilege to do this. Rabbi Efraim Zev Garbuz, I believe is his son. He's a Ram in Yeshivat Ma'or HaTorah, and the author of the book, the Seder Ephraim, I think connected to Erev Chag Shavuot. I think it was maybe printed at that point in time. Rosh Yeshiva HaNegev Sachir. His son, Rabbi Itamar Garbuz, Rosh Yeshiva of the Orchot Torah. This happens to be Yeshiva Gdola in Bnei Brak. That was, I think, founded by Rabbi Aaron Yehuda Leib Stein, the great rabbi, I think in the year 1998. He's the author of the Mishnat HaShabbat book, and the Shechitat Cholin, and the Mishnat Torah book, and the Chatan of Rabbi Gershon Edelstein, who was, let's say, a leading Lithuanian rabbi who sadly passed away maybe about 2 years ago. Another son, Rabbi Aryeh Garbuz, is a Ram of Yeshivat Mir, Modin Elite, and the author of the book, the Be'ir Enyanim. He himself authored great books, we said before, the Torat Kohanim book, which is in 3 sections, and the Masechet Zvachim in 3 sections, Masechet Menachot in 2 sections, and Masechet Bechorot, Masechet Yoma, and Masechet Tamura, respectively. So he was a famous rabbi of his time. He passed away, he was 91 years of age, passed away just over a year ago. So it's an interesting topic. I actually spoke to him because I think various different Bukharian great rabbis would actually very much become, let's say, connected to him respectively. Now, what we can do also talk about, he was connected also to the synagogue of the Baba Tama. So that's why we're speaking about this at the moment. So that's why we're speaking about him, especially in this thing. It's actually interesting. Various different great scholars of the Ohel Yitzchak synagogue, I think, which is a Chabad synagogue of Mea Shearim, will also be part of this great Bukharian synagogue, the Bukharian community at yesteryear, would be very much connected to it, including Rabbi Chaim Shlomo Leibovitz, Rabbi Simcha Keller, Rabbi Avraham Garbuz, Rabbi Avraham Noah Garbuz, who we're speaking about over here today. So very interesting. So he had strong Bukharian connections, this great rabbi did over here. And so that's very interesting. Also, it was connected. The famous Baba Tava synagogue is a great synagogue of the Bukharian community. So, obviously, being from that specific area of the Mea Shearim area, it was right next to the Bukharian quarter. So, he did grow up within regards to the Bukharian community. Also, Rabbi Garbuz did, and his family, while obviously they were at very strong, let's just say, obviously very, very strong rabbis, part of the Ashkenazic yeshivish community. Obviously they were born and bred within regards to that. So that's very, very interesting. So friends, we're a community here. We're learning about famous rabbis of yesteryear. It was a special edition here where we're speaking about, don't you speak about many Ashkenazi rabbis here in the series, but it's definitely a privilege, a big honor to speak over here. We're a community here. We're learning about famous rabbis of yesteryear. If you descend from any of the great rabbis we happen to be speaking about here in the series, please send me an email. I would love to hear more information. If anyone is interested in watching any of these videos, please share these videos also to other people and help the community grow from strength to strength. We're nearing a staggering 7,000 subscribers to the channel, which is absolutely phenomenal, friends. And I have to thank you all so much for all the fantastic feedback, and may we grow and grow. We're about to go into Shabbat Parashat Re'eh. here in this Shabbat that is coming. So that's also very, very interesting. And let's learn together, let's grow together, let's learn more together, and keep imbuing in a great amount of Torah and thrive. So on that note, wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom, and thanks for watching, and take care. Thank you very much. Everyone, thanks.